Okay, gentlemen, we are on. Let's hear what's on the field.
And welcome back to the commentary box. We have Electric Monkey Overlords versus Leguinea Romana, and I've just totally spooned the name of that alliance, but I'm going to continue anyway. I've been practicing for ages, but you know, I screwed it up, big deal. Anyway, we have on the field for Electric Monkey Overlords a Loki, 2 Proteus, a Damnation, a Vindicator, and a Neros, and an Ares.
I'm so glad I have pulled Leguinea Romana, and they have on the field 3 Dominixes, a Crewer, 2 Helas, a Saber, 2 more Crewers, and a Tyrannus.
Yeah, interesting first use of the healer we've seen this time around. First Vindicator on the field as well, so it's going to be interesting to see how all these ships play off against each other. Also, the first use of a triple Dominic setup, which is usually generally very powerful.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to seeing what they do with them.
My bet is that it's going to be a big, horrible mess of cap and armor transfer.
We're underway.
Yep, straight away we have Electric Monkey Overlords deploying a hell of a lot of sentry drones and Hammerhead 2s.
And a lot of drones actually from Leguinea Romana as well.
Yep.
Looks like sentry drone.
Both of the Gilas for Leguinea Romana have actually been tackled. We've just seen the notifications pop up on our screens. They're both tackled, as is their Neros.
Actually, one of them just blew up.
Oh dear.
And we have the Electric Monkey Overlords. Whoa, where'd that go? Proteus, and with about 25% shields left, actually down to about 10. At the same time, their Vindicator is into armor.
Yeah, but it looks as if they've switched damage from that Proteus to the Vindicator, probably fearing the amount of DPS that it can put out. The Vindicator, of course, famed now since the recent changes for its 1400 DPS loadouts.
And on the Leguinea Romania side, we have it looks like they're targeting one of the Dominixes, which is about almost 50% armor. While they continue to plink away at, it looks like an Ares in structure on the Electric Monkey Overlord side, with the where'd it go? The Vindicator hitting about 25% armor left. But Leguinea Romania, one of their Dominixes is starting to drop fairly fast. 10% armor left. Sliver of structure, it'll be gone in a second.
Yep, and that Vindicator perilously close to the edge there for Electric Monkey Overlords. It's interesting to see yet another team fielding the Saber as a tackler. Little fast destroyer hull, primarily used as a 0-0 interdictor. And there we go, we lose a Dominix. We have lost a Dominix for the Romanians, as well as the Vindicator for the Electric Monkey Overlords.
And a second Dominix now is the target from Leguinea Romana. While on the Electric Monkey Overlord side, it looks like a Proteus is starting to take some armor damage. Oh, no. Looks like they're bouncing back and forth between the Proteus and the Loki, actually. Neither one of them has any shields left.
Yeah, the Loki was being supported quite heavily there, but it looks as if they've switched targets now and they're working on that Proteus again. Probably because they've been unable to crack the Loki. Actually, both ships now taking damage. It looks as if they're splitting the damage between the two.
And as they do that, one of their 2 remaining Dominixes hits 50% armor. So just to recap, on the Electric Monkey Overlord side, we're left with a Loki, 2 Proteus, and a Damnation. And on the Leguinea Romana side, we have 2 Dominix, a Tyrannus, 3 Crewer, Saber, and a Hela, with the Tyrannus about to drop.
Yep, and it's actually interesting to see. It looks as if Electric Monkey Overlords, without that 1400 DPS, well, I don't know, maybe it'll take them, and we'll see how it goes, but you can see there the 2 Tech 3 cruisers from Electric Monkey Overlords deep in the water.
Yeah, that's not looking good. We have the Loki is at about 25% armor. The Proteus is about 50. And it looks like they're just thinking away at the crewers on the Leguinea Romana side.
The crew are, of course, the Blood Raider frigate, which gets some quite nice small energy turret damage bonuses. I believe it gets a 100% bonus to small energy turret, so it makes it a very capable anti-frigate platform. Also gets a hell of a lot of bonuses to its energy vampire and neutralizer mounts, so it's very good as a little support ship, but unfortunately, I believe they are now both dead.
Yes, as is Loki on the Electric Monkey Overlord side. Leaving only two Proteus and a Damnation for Electric Monkey Overlords to two Dominics, a Saber, and a Gila. With the Proteus at about, whatever that was, it's dead. The Proteus is about 25% armor, and the Dominix looks like it's holding its tank just fine.
Yeah, but I do believe these two Dommies will survive the match. I don't think that Electric Monkey Overlords have the DPS to break that. Got a lot of Creator 2s from the Romanians on the field, fielded by their Dominixes, of course, T2 sentry drones, so there's a lot of DPS coming from those, and it looks as if it's just a matter of time before they wear down the Electric Monkey Overlords team.
Yeah, as you say that, one of their Proteuses drops, leaving them with just a Proteus and a Damnation left on the field. To two Dominixes and a Gila on the Leguinea Romana side. They're not going to have the DPS to break those Dommies. So I imagine what we'll see now is the Proteus just kind of get plinked down and then they'll dump on the Damnation.
Yep, and I'm actually happy that one of these healers has survived because I really like those ships and I didn't want to see them both die. But yeah, I mean, I seriously don't think that that they're going to break those two Dommies. We are probably going to find that it might take a while to chew through that Damnation, I should imagine.
Yeah, and it looks like they're splitting their fire right now too between the Damnation and the Proteus, which doesn't help.
Well, it looks as if they'll hold the field. I shouldn't imagine that that they see those two guys as a threat now, so they'll probably just split the damage and they'll sit and loot and make us ramble on about random things again.
Which is always, of course, the most interesting part of your tournament commentary, as the Proteus hits about 50% armor.
Yep, hopefully they might have heard us and they might be trying to get it over with as fast as possible. We'll see how it goes. The Proteus slowly losing his armor there, but not really much else going on.
Yeah, it looks like they've switched the... they had their fire split between the Damnation and the Proteus, and it looks like they've switched it completely back onto the Proteus now. And it's actually started dropping faster.
Yeah, we can see there the full force of those T2 sentry drones coming down on that Proteus now. Hopefully he'll be dispatched soon, and we can see just how hard this Damnation's actually tanked.
I can't wait. The Dommy's still taking... somebody's still trying. That Dommy still takes a little bit of armor damage every once in a while.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much a lost cause now. We can see there Red Rage 88 of Electric Monkey Overlords diving into structure now. It's not going to be long before he's down and out. The Proteus, of course, being a Galanti hull, having a ridiculous amount of structure hit points, probably damage controlled, so it may take a little longer. Oh, and there he goes. Proved wrong.
And with their Dominix, one of their Dominix is at 50% armor, the other Dominix completely repped up, and their Gila at full strength. They start to plink away at the Electric Monkey Overlord's Damnation. And we're looking at about a 10% armor damage taken.
Yep, it's going to be difficult to chew through that Damnation, I should imagine. There's a lot of DPS coming out of those two Dommies in the form of their T2 sentries. But it's just going to be one of those things where we have to sit and wait. It's interesting to see the Damnation being fielded, actually. It's been popular in past tournaments, but we haven't really seen much of it so far this time around. It's very effective when you field an armor tank setup, so I'm surprised that there hasn't been very many of them. I think we'll see more of them as the tournament wears on, but it was actually a really good concept to field them with two Proteus, but obviously for Electric Monkey Overlords it really hasn't paid off this time around.
Well, that's one of the things about the Damnation is the giant armor tank, but I mean, really, once you get through the armor tank, it's like bada bing, bada boom, and then it just goes poof.
Absolutely, it's just it is just one of those things. It's a matter of wearing it down, but these things can end up with 300,000-400,000 effective hit points when you take armor resistances into account. So they're generally very very heavily tanked.
They may now actually be able to break the tank on this damnation.
I'm actually probably going to go with you on that one. It looks as if it's holding out at about 85-90% armor, so we might see it a bit more problematic to get through it.
The interestingly enough, also the Dami has not bothered to rep up the sliver of the 50% armor damage that it's taken. And that damnation is just going to sit there like a brick, I believe.
Yeah, the damnation. The Damnation pilot's actually running away. He's headed off across the arena, out of the main area where the fight was taking place, and he's sort of like ambling across towards the edge of the arena, with a Gila and a Dominix in a pretty distant chase.
Oh. Maybe he took some lessons from the was it a Daredevil pilot in the last match? Orbiting lessons.
You can see there the Damnation pilot is actually heading off across the arena. The Gila is chasing him down with a pack of Berserker 2 heavy drones, and he's actually trying to kill them with hams, with heavy assault missiles, that is. So, yeah, this may take a while. He's still putting up a hell of a fight.
I think you'd be surprised how many people in history have actually died from ham.
Probably quite a few. I should imagine it can be a very, very vicious food.
Well, especially if not prepared properly. There was once a time when we didn't have the hygiene standards that we have today.
Absolutely, and not being very well after a bad case of ham would definitely be a problem. It would certainly impede your ability to fight in an internet spaceship tournament.
Well, I certainly wouldn't be happy about it.
I would be very displeased if I had to commentate with an upset stomach because of a ham mishap.
We have about 3.5 minutes left. That Gila is still chasing the Damnation, trying to be the little Gila that could with his 3 Berserkers and his ham. But he's not going to break the tank of that Damnation. So if he stays out of range, we're going to run the time down.
Yep, it actually looks to me, in all honesty, like this Damnation pilot is making an attempt to kite the Gila out on his own, and if he gets close enough, he might give him, a good hide, and we'll see how it goes. But it looks as if the Gila pilot's actually just keeping his distance, trying to stay out of ham range.
Oh, he's shooting drones. He's shooting the Berserkers.
Yeah, but looks like the Gila's actually making a run for it now. He's opening up the distance a little bit more.
Who did you think was going to win this particular match for him?
My money was actually on the Romanians, so I'm pretty happy about it. Generally, I mean, we have corporations in EVE such as I'll name drop Romania Renegades, who are very good at PvP and they release some excellent videos. And I think that generally, I was for the Romanians. When I saw the setup, I was in two minds because the T3 can be very strong, but 3 Dominixes is very difficult to crack when the pilots are skilled.
Are the Romanians actually Romanian?
I'm not actually sure. It would be nice to get some confirmation whether they are or not, but there are only 2 nationalities of PvPers that I actually consider to be the best in EVE, and I've flown with them both, and those are Romanians and the Danish. For some reason, a hell of a lot of good PvPers come from either Romania or Denmark. I don't know why that is.
That is interesting. One of the most interesting things I always found about EVE was the, of course it probably has a lot to do with time zones as well as language barriers, but the separation by nationality, and the strong national ties you'll see with nationality-based corps. going back a couple years ago when you had Red Alliance as one of the only Russian alliances at the time. And of course, they splintered off after that. But there was always just that dichotomy was always something that interested me.
Yeah, I've got to agree. When Red Alliance were around really in force, they scared the crap out of me, to be honest. They were a very, very strong military force in Eve, and it got to the point where they were worn down to where they only owned one system, and they came back from it. So yeah, I mean, when you have a corporation that's founded on nationality, then it's a lot stronger, a lot more heavily bonded, I think, generally than a corporation that's multinational.
And that's the match. Leguinea Romana will take it from the Electric Monkey Overlords, and we'll hand it back over to CCP Soundwave.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. That was an interesting match, maybe with a few more minutes than it should have taken, but we have 2 more matches on the schedule: Alexis Matari versus V3 Veni Vidi Vici, then Erebus Alliance versus one of the 0.0 big boys, Red Overlord. But let's take a quick break.